Welcome back to Section D. Now, on past episodes of the show, our focus on Italy has been directed towards the country's formidable furniture-making brands. But Italy has plenty of manufacturing mic'd up its sleeve in other sectors. Or should we say, tucked away in shirt and suit pockets. Aurora is a family-run firm that for 4 generations has made fountain pens, using hand craftsmanship and a healthy dose of Italian creativity. Monocle's Milan correspondent Ivan Carvalho visited the company's factory in Turin to speak with owner Cesare Verona.
Hello, I'm Cesare Verona. I'm the proud owner of Aurora pens. I'm representing the 4th generation, as my family has been involved in the history of writing since nearly 160 years.
Now, a lot of Italian companies have decided to move some of their production overseas. I noticed that here, everything is made in Italy.
Well, yes, this is something that we are proud of, number one. And it's also a philosophy of the company and is basically a strategic decision I have taken. I think it has been a very difficult decision in the 90s and 2000s when all the people were moving and going either Eastern countries or to China and something. I have the strong belief that we have to go back to things that should be manufactured, and I hope and think that Aurora can give the feeling and the flavor of European countries that can do upscale market with creation and the capability of doing craftsmanship. So basically we have been trying to match the idea and the concept of a product with the manufacturing in Italy, where we have a lot of experience, a lot of culture to link with the capability of doing things with hands. I think this is something unique to Italy and to France, I would say. And so I felt that it was a big challenge, but I felt that we could work and try to, let's say, overcome that challenge. And this is the reason why I'm keeping the production here in Torino, in Italy, and we are absolutely doing 100% of a pen, which is looking to be a very easy product, but it's not at all. And maybe I will be able to make your listener discover the history of a pen and how a pen can be created by the sound of my voice, even if they cannot see what I am going to talk about.
Most people think about pens and they just think 4 or 5 little pieces. I see here you got many machines, lots of handwork. Just explain what goes into making one of these pens.
Well, to make a pen is usually much more complicated than what people would think. And I want just to take some few examples, and by telling that inside an Aurora pen of, let's say, a good level of quality, you might find more than 200 different operations. And you can find and you can start from the very, very heart, which is the nib. We are the only Italian manufacturer of nibs, and we are one of the very few companies in the world that are still doing nibs. Then another part is the very body, the barrel, where you keep the ink, because you have to store the ink somewhere. And just you have a combination of injection molding, you have a combination of turning machine, which means that you work on that, and then you have a piston filler, which means a very complicated way of sucking the ink and creating a vacuum where you can hold the ink and you can write. We were discussing about having the feeling of a pen, having the pen in your hands. Well, you have a lot of people creating both with machine and with handmade operation this beautiful object that I would say it's a jewel. And this jewel, at the very end of the steps, will be taken into careful hands of a lady, and she will try to see if the writing is smooth and just adjust eventually some of the little details to make an Aurora pen a jewel and something to be treasured for time.
So how important is design for your company?
I think that design is very important to Aurora, and it's really connected with the history of the company. Since the very, very beginning, from the 20s and then moving up to the 40s, we have been involved with designers. So a big Italian guy called Marcello Nizzoli, which is one of the designers that have created Lettera 22, a special typewriter, or with Abe Steiner, Marco Zanuso, who have led us some of the products together and to be exposed at the Museum of Modern Art. We are very much involved because the pen, first of all, has to be in a hand and it has to write. You have to use it. I mean, it's not just a functional object, it's that you're touching the five senses. So you can see it by your eyes, you can touch and feel it with your hands. When you have a gripping section that is helping you, you need to have a good balance. You probably are pleased by your eyes when you have an aesthetical feeling of the product and the material that you're touching. It can be hot, it can be cold as a metal, and it has to work properly on a paper. So I think that design is playing an important role on a pen, and for Aurora, once again, we are Italian. I think Italians have a specific feeling with something created to and linked to design. I think it's quite important, and it's one of the value of Aurora products and Aurora pens.
That was Cesare Verona of Aurora Pen Makers with our Milan correspondent Ivan Carvalho in Turin. Sticking with the family manufacturing theme, I sat down with Philip Tonnett,